Mtazamo ni taendelea kusomesha, kuomba Mungu. Alafu nikipata kama Mungu amebariki, napata maharage, mahindi, nauza, nyanya, mboga, napata hela, nasomesha mpaka sekondari, mpaka form 4.
Our goal in World Vision here in Tanzania is to see the children of Tanzania be able to enjoy life in all its fullness. That means they're going to enjoy good health, they're going to have great nutrition, they're going to have a good education, they're going to be well cared for, they're going to experience the love of God through their parents and in the communities with their neighbors. And to be able to achieve that, we know that source of support, of love, of care, that needs to come from the parents. That needs to come from the caretakers and the community itself. So that has to be an empowered and engaged community. We found in our work in the communities that one of the things hindering families from being able to provide well for their children is a dependent mindset, dependent on government or on NGOs to come in and to provide them things.
The most challenging thing that I've so far faced is that the ideology in their minds is still no money. And I don't have money to offer. All I have to offer is knowledge. The kind of knowledge that is to improve their practices. So that has been hard to convey to them that to transform the knowledge that I have into cash. It's quite difficult to show someone such vision, that once you practice what I'm giving you now, soon you're going to have cash.
We have to demonstrate to them and teach them on the field so that they can see it. Once they see it, they can perform. But teaching them theoretically without seeing it, they cannot do it. New to the agriculture industry. So you have to teach them from the field preparation to crop management and post-harvest management.
Farmers have a tendency of learning from each other rather than learning from the external. Then the rest of the farmers adopted, and it's now the entire community doing by themselves. In this community, who used to wait for the government, who used to wait for the non-government organization for everything. For example, when it was approaching the farming season, they used to call to World Vision, "Hey, World Vision, the season is around the corner, we need the seed, bring out the seeds." With the introduction of community-based suppliers system, they never gave us a call that the season is around the corner. So transforming people's mindset is an action of having public meeting an action of having farmers exposed, and also an action of having even staff themselves doing, so that the farmers can see and learn from the staff. So that's how we've been doing to ensure that our farmers' mindsets change from the dependent syndrome to doing by themselves.
Another contributing factor to a dependent mindset is fatalism. Fatalism comes from some of the traditional religions, ancestor worship, that keeps people looking backwards, and they're fearful of what the ancestral spirits or even evil spirits will do. There's some other religious influence that causes a fatalistic kind of a mindset. That mindset essentially says, you are not the author of your destiny, that whatever is going to be is going to be. It's all in God's hands. Personal initiative is not going to change things. So those kinds of mindsets undermine people taking personal responsibility, tapping into the ingenuity, that entrepreneurial spirit that would be able to actively manage the resources that are available to people in the village to be able to create wealth just using their own farms and effectively connecting them to markets.
Kazi zangu asubuhi nishaamka, kazi ya kwanza kabisa ni kwenye bustani. Nishaingia kwenye bustani, kwanza nina pampu maji. Nisha pampu maji, nafungulia ili ninyweshe. Baada ya kunywesha, kwa ninapiga mara 2. Nishapiga mara ya pili, hiyo nyingine ni ya kumwagia jioni. Kuna kazi ndogo ndogo ambazo labda kwenye bustani ninazifanya. Kilimo cha matone kimenisaidia sana kwa sababu moja, situmii maji mengi, natumia maji machache, na kutokana na kilimo hiki huwa kitakuwa kinaendelea kunisaidia, kitanisaidia sana sana, hasa kwa kusomesha watoto na chakula lishe kwa familia yangu. Mboga mboga kwa kweli zimedumisha afya ya familia. Hata kuna watu ambao waliathirika na ukimwi, HIV, hata wao walikuwa wamekuja hapa na kupatia mboga na hapa bure ili angalau ziwasaidie. Kilimo hai nakipenda sana kwa sababu haitumii makemikali, tunatumia madawa ya kienyeji, na unapokuwa unatumia kilimo hai haiwezi kukudhuru afya. Ndio maana hakuna zaidi la hapo. Kwa hiyo ni hali mbaya kutokana na ukame ambao, na sana sana kwenye msimu huu wa vuli huwa kuna kuwaga na upepo tofauti na msimu wa masika. Kwa hiyo ndio maana hali hii imekuwa hivyo. Kwa hiyo yamekauka sana sana, nategemea kwamba nitawapelekea ng'ombe.
The impact of climate change on the farmers is real. We see crop yield reduced drastically. We are seeing water sources becoming drier and drier. We see death animals are dying because of hunger. They are not getting enough pasture.
Naziri sana, naziri watoto, mimi, kina mama, mifugo, mbuzi kama haya sasa. Hata hii mbuzi ilikuwa kama inafika mpaka 170. Imepungua sasa, imekuwa ndogo kwa sababu ya ukame. Sasa hivi kama 20 ilikuwa na 170 hivi. Sasa wakati huo 2000 sijachimba Ibawa. Sasa hiyo ukame imekuja kwa wingi sana, ilikuwa tunahemea maji sana, ilikuwa tunaenda mpaka Mduli Juu kule. Ile kuna bwawa moja ambayo iko kule Mduli Juu. Naamka saa 8 usiku, naenda kufika saa 4 ya asubuhi. Yaani usiku kuto natembea.
In Tanzania, over 90% of the population, of the people, are depending on natural resources. The demand for natural resource product is growing. People need to build houses. They need trees. They need charcoal. They need firewoods. So the population growth has a very adverse impact on the natural resources. We train them on to establish tree nurseries for them to raise their own tree seedlings to plant in their farmlands and those areas which are degraded.
Sawa. Kitu tushawishi kuwa na bustani ya miti kutokana na hali ya ukame ambayo imetuzunguka katika eneo letu. Tunaona kwamba ni bora tuoteshe au tuwe na kikundi cha kitalu cha miti ambacho tutaweza kusaidia sisi wenyewe pamoja na jamii ambayo tunayo. Kwamba sisi kama kikundi tuliotesha au tulisia miti 3000.
In water harvesting, we also encourage them to dig water pans so that they may harvest rainwater to use during dry land. There are 130 water pans already filled with water. Each water pan has the capacity of 150,000 liters, which can be used for irrigation.
Mimi nilikuwa na kazi nyingine kwa sababu kazi yangu kubwa ni mashamba ya mpunga kule Tindagani. Lakini nimechimba taratibu tu mpaka ikakamilika. Nafurahi kwa ujumla.
Maana tumeona tukitumia hii kilimo ya kumagilia ndio atatusaidia. Hakuna kitu maana maji ikijaa hapa tunamagilia hii na mimi. Sasa hivi tunataka tufunge diribu ili tumagilie mboga na mahindi na maharage. Ukame ndio ametufundisha, ndio tukabuni hiyo kazi. Maji ya kunywa makina mama atapata hapa, ya kuogesha, kufua nguo. Kwa hiyo haendi mbali tena kwenda kuhemea maji.
Furthermore, we promote formation of savings groups. We have more than 360 savings groups with a total capital of their own resources of more than 1 billion shillings. And they've been really able to access loan of more than 1 million or 2 million per member. So initially, it was a bit difficult for farmers to really believe that they can use their own resources to buy shares and later access loans.
Na kikundi cha kuweka na kukopa. Kwa hiyo kinanisaidia ninapokuwa na sina hela, wakati mwingine nakopa kwenye kikundi. Kuja nanunua dawa, napiga dawa kama na shida ya dawa. Ningekuwa peke yangu nisingekuwa na mategemeo kama haya mnayoona.
Creative freedom, ingenuity, skills and ability, imagination, those kinds of things can be unlocked to create wealth. The wealth doesn't have to come from the outside, but using that creative freedom and taking personal responsibility, farmers, community members can actually steward the natural resources that they have, even if it's 1 or 2 acres, in a way that they can improve their livelihoods through better seeds, access to credit to get these inputs, to be able to grow the kind of crops that the market wants to buy, linking them to markets in farming systems that work essentially as a cooperative. And so when they begin to think of themselves as these commercial farmers and they work together collectively to aggregate their production so that they have better bargaining power with the markets, they're able to increase their production 5 to 10 times and improve their household incomes dramatically. Then they are able to provide better for their children. They're empowered. The empowered mindset helps them to engage more productively with the local government, with the national government in terms of the kinds of service delivery, social service delivery that is important in terms of the health, the nutrition of their children, their communities, the education, the water. So their advocacy voice becomes greatly enhanced for positive policy development and for policy implementation engagement at the local and the national level. So when you take these things together, when you take a mindset change, when you include the economic development that can support and the social transformation that comes about by positive engagement between community members and government, it creates a transformation that makes a remarkable contribution to the empowered well-being of children.